What's happening, everyone? Welcome to part 2 of the Jun Kazama character guide. This one is about combos. The goal of this video is not just to teach you a list of combos to memorize, but how they work so you can be flexible when the time comes to it. If you're familiar with Jun at all, a lot of this stuff is very similar, but there's tons of cool new variations and stuff they've added, so let's check it out. So let's start with what I call mini combos. They're not like full launchers and juggles or anything, but they're moves that just get you a basic follow-up, which is a combo nonetheless. There are a couple different ways this can happen throughout the game, and a lot of them seem kind of trivial, but you can always refer back to this whenever you're getting comfortable and say, oh yeah, I forgot that was there. It might help with something. For the most part, there are 4 moves that share the similar knockdown like that. Counter hit 4 is one of them. They can't tech roll that knockdown, they're stuck. Counter hit sidestep 2, pretty much the same thing. It's a little different animation, but the results are the same. The counter hit on Genjutsu 1, also the same. And your full crouch down forward 3 has this knockdown. Does not have to be a counter hit, but it has to be a clean hit. You can see that didn't knock them down when I'm far away. When I'm close, it does knock them down. So all 4 of those knockdowns share pretty much the same state where you can get a follow-up for free. The easiest and simplest one is just a forward 2. Boom. No consequences, no issues. You can do a down 1+2 and get more damage, but it uses Kazama power and costs your health. So it's up to you if you want to do that. That's going to be an issue with every single thing you do with this character, whether or not you spend health. So it's up to you. You could try and experiment with other things. There are options out there. Right? There's ton. Look at that. That's a lot of damage. But if you're not comfortable with like pulling that off, you could just stick to a single, forward 2, whatever it might be. Try some other stuff, but that's it. Forward 2, down 1+2 are both really good when you get those 4 knockdowns. And always remember, when you're doing a 4, that's the reason you're doing it, right? You're trying to catch that counter hit, so be ready. You don't want to just be out there throwing out buttons and forget what happens. The reason you're using these is for their results. Right, you're going to sidestep 2 as a whiff punish, but sometimes you do catch a counter hit in a string. Just be ready. Next up is the new Izumo stance. They changed how she goes into Izumo drastically compared to how it used to be in the last game. And as it turns out, all of the different strings that go into the stance, they all have a counter hit property that you get a guaranteed follow-up from. So the first 2 sets are forward 1 and 1-1. You see that's the same attack, just, 2 different ways. So the second hit alone, or just forward 1. When they're at counter hit, Izumo 1-1 is guaranteed. It can be a little tricky to land that just right, because they'll block if you're not fast enough. But Izumo 1-1 and 1-2 are both guaranteed. 1-1 will splat to the wall, and 1-2 will break the floor. Should break the floor. They're still standing, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a nice little splat. You could kind of just mash out 1 and be done with it if you want to, if you're more comfortable with that, but so be it. Those are the 2 mids that go into Izumo, which is new in general, so you're going to want to use those. That on block is still 0, and you have plenty of options, but on counter hit, oh baby, free damage, look at that. 40 damage for free. The other Izumos are the Izumo Strike, that's the high, spinny, homing punch. 4 ways to do this, which are up 2, the second hit of forward 3-2, 1-2-2, like that, and Miare 1+2. They're the exact same hit. All of them are identical. They're the same +6 on block, a +11 on hit into Izumo, but on counter hit, however, Izumo 3 is guaranteed. And you can see that Izumo 3 is a heat engager. So naturally, if I do that again, combo time. So be aware of those. You don't want to do all of these. 1-2-2 sucks. I wouldn't bother with that, but just a random up 2, just boop, up 2 here and there. If you happen to catch that counter hit, guaranteed. Mash that 3, this is free, plus the setup. So that's really good. So all the ways to go into Izumo have a little counter hit follow-up. And half of them are combo starter while in heat mode. While in Izumo itself, forward 1+2, that little quick homing move, very good move all around. It really like completes the arsenal of what you can do in Izumo. If that lands as a counter hit, she gets a guaranteed 13 frames. That stun leaves them standing invulnerable for 13 frames. After that, they'll recover and stand up. So you got to be 13 or less. So back forward 2 is really good. However, there's another option, which is 1+2. That's a 13 frame move that also is a heat engager. So remember that. If you're doing your Izumo mix-ups and you didn't get the counter hit on your way into Izumo, once you're there are several other counter hits in the Izumo stance, and forward 1+2 is one of them. You get, see, the block if you're late. You get 13 frames for free, which means you can heat engage. You could also do just like if you've used it up or whatever, you don't have to have that every time. You can do that. You could do 1-1 for a 50 damage knockdown. Totally cool. It's up to you. So you have that. Up 1 is the base damage, turn the knockdown. Back 4-2 is really nice because it's easy, leaves them standing. 1+2 is a heat engager. Take your pick. The same animation is true for her forward 4. This move, which is a great poking tool, it's homing, and it's +3 on block, which is really good in general. But if you notice on hit, not even on counter hit, this is regular hit. This is +13. Back 4-2 is guaranteed if you do it fast enough. Up forward 1 will not work because they're not going to be in range. That will miss. But the heat engager works. You can heat engage that for free every time you land it. Really, really good stuff. +13, you get a 13 frame move for free, no matter what. Go for it. There is another similar result, which comes from down forward 1-2. That second hit by itself, you get an up forward 1 for free, but again, limited by range. If they get counter hit by the second hit alone, she used to have down forward 1-1, which was mid-mid and unsafe. Now she has down forward 1-2 to go with it. So if you're just doing the pokes and, you know, the dances and everything and playing and just doing down forward 1, if you do that second hit and you do catch that counter hit, you get a free follow-up, so just be aware. But again, very short range. The last one to look at is the counter hit on inner piece. This forward 1+2. You notice the move doesn't do any damage. It's just a ton of block stun. If that lands as a counter hit, you get Miyari 2 for free and the heat engager. When you're in heat mode, this move becomes a traditional parry, and it will parry their attack and cause a counter hit. Otherwise, in normal state, you have to interrupt them for your counter hit, and you get Miyari 2 for free. So those are little mini combos. They're not ultra important. Some forward 4 is really good. But the rest of them are stuff that you'll just kind of learn here and there. Once you get used to being comfortable, you can come back and remember, oh yeah, I should use sidestep 2 more because I can fish for that counter hit. You should be using 4 all the time. You're using Genjutsu 1 all the time. Just remember those. When you do those moves, have the follow-up locked and loaded. That's the whole reason you're doing those moves in the first place. So let's move on to the full combo system. Now let's start with the components that go into each combo. Basically, there's a launcher, a move that creates the situation. There are combo extenders and juggles. Keep them in the air as long as you can. Then there's the tornado attack, an in-game mechanic that'll send them floating to the ground, which basically gives you one last chance to hit them with a combo ender. So we're going to look at the pieces that go into each of those. And once we get to the actual, like, discussing combos, you'll see how well they all fit together. But I want you to learn the components first, rather than just memorizing a sequence. Yeah, you're going to have to memorize some sequences. But once you realize, okay, these are the tools that go into it, it'll come much more naturally. So let's just start with the moves that are natural launchers. Moves that launch you just by getting hit, no special circumstances. You got forward 2, long range move, good for whiff punishing. You have down forward 2, which is new. You have down forward 2, 1+2, which uses a little bit of Kazama power and some health for a much higher launcher and makes it safe on block. So kind of cool little set she has there right away. You got back 3, the dragon wheel kick is a launcher. Forward 2+3. This is designed to be a punch parry, but if it just connects, you can combo off of it straight up. You do not need the parry. The parry gives you an entirely different combo. So basically, no matter what, if you get the hit, cool, combo. If you get a punch parry, also cool, you get a different combo. While Standing 3 is a great new addition, a 14-frame launcher from the crouch position. Very good stuff to have. She didn't have anything like that before. She didn't have a launcher until 16 frames, period. So now at least she has one 14 frames from crouch. I'll take it. That used to be this. This move is now while standing 3+4, which gets you a much higher launcher than the regular now while standing 3. So if you have an actual hard, like 14 frame punish, you can use this. Otherwise, if you block a giant like Hell Sweep or something, you can use that and get more damage from it. Izumo 2. Oops, that's Genjutsu. Izumo 2 is a natural launcher. And there are 3 moves that automatically cause the tornado, so you have to adjust your combo differently from there. You're down 1+2. You see your tornado attack comes first. The old hop kick, up forward 4-3, causes the tornado and leaves Jun in Miare stance, so that's also a little bit different. And Miare 1, tornado right away. They're launchers, you just do a different combo. To my knowledge, there are 2 sets of moves that can get you combos only while in heat mode. If you get a counter hit on the Izumo strike, 3 is guaranteed, you get a whole combo. Right? You can get all that damage from just a random counter hit on that move. Scales like crazy. Heat engager combos scale badly. So they're meant to be used where you wouldn't get a combo at all. So even if it's scaled, it's still more damage. Or they're meant to be used where you get the final little 5 damage you need to kill. But needless to say, if you catch this counter hit and you can convert into a 60 damage combo, you should do so. So all the Izumo strikes, up to 1, 2, 2, etc. They're all on the list. And again, refer to the doc for the complete list of all of these things. In case I don't mention it specifically, doesn't mean it's not there. The other one is up forward. This little kick is really good. I used to get this by accident all the time, going for up forward 4, trying to do this, and getting that by accident. It's still really good. It's an excellent move. It's very safe. It beats lows, etc. But if you're already in heat mode, you do that and convert it into a full combo. You can do forward 2, 1+2. And then dash up and get a whole combo. Otherwise, you couldn't do that. There's no way to pick that up into a combo that I'm aware of. But in heat mode, you can. So 2 heat-only launchers that are worth mentioning. The next is counter hit. You don't have to be in heat mode, but you need a counter hit for these moves to launch. That starts with down forward 4, crumple stun like that. They're all going to be different kinds of juggles, crumples, launches, bounces, whatever they mean. And we'll go over the different kinds of combos later. But needless to say, these are all full combos on counter hit. Down forward 4. Down 2 works. Again, down 2 is a safe mid. Remember that one. These are always good. Down 3+4, the old can-cans. Super reliable, one of the best panic moves in the game. Counter hit launcher. Up forward 2. Not a very good move in my opinion, but on counter hit, you get the tailspin or the tornado right there. The same is also true of the second hit of Dragon Wheel Kick. There. Got to be a counter hit though. Kind of hard to time that because it's so short. So in my opinion, up forward 2, not very good. Up forward 3, however, counter hit, combo starter. Lots of ways you can do it, right? It's way better than up forward 2 in my opinion. So that's one of the ones you don't have to worry about, but it's on the list. Up forward 2 is totally forgettable. Up forward 3 is really, really good. The second hit of back forward 2, only the second hit on counter hit will get you that launch. So it's very delayable. This string has got a lot of built-in delay. So if they do panic, you can get a counter hit launcher from that. Forward 2-2. That second hit. Counter hit, which is also very good in this game because forward 2 gets you Genjutsu stance shenanigans, can go into Miare and stuff like that. So if they're trying to, you know, beat out this stance and jab you and stuff like that, you just let the second hit rip and it'll counter hit them. Huge combo damage from there, does a ton. While standing 1+2, not the launcher that it used to be. Used to be able to do Tooth Fairy and relaunch for free, they changed it. But needless to say, it's a regular launcher now, you get a whole combo. No complaints because it's safe, it's mid, and it works from downtown. It's got stupendous range, so it's a really good move. And you can cancel it if you want to. Cancel it, do it again, you know? Cool stuff all around. While Standing 2 is a new addition. It's safe, mid, so always remember that. You get a counter hit, full combo for free, so never forget that. The weirdest one in this list is Izumo 1+2. The second hit alone. Look how far away I have to go. You know, you have to do a very specific combo to pick that up. But nonetheless, it's a combo. If you happen to catch that second hit as a counter hit, you get a launcher from it. So that's the full list. Those are all of the launchers as far as I'm aware. Some are normal hit, some are counter hit, and some are on heat. So you can always come back to this list and see the ones that you missed. Oh yeah, I forgot that was even a launcher, and work it into your arsenal as you learn gradually. Take your own pace. You do not have to learn this all at once. You just learn a couple of basics, and then you start moving from there. So once you've got them in the air or on the ground or whatever, you need to extend your combos. There's a couple of universal pieces you're going to use for damn near every combo. And that's back 4-2 is the best one. You're going to use that right away because it's going to launch them higher in the air. You know, that punch them even higher and you get good combos for that. You're going to use that in damn near every combo. Back 4-2 is indispensable. The next set of tools are going to be forward 3 because it does a lot of things. Forward 3 can lead you right into a tornado. It can just be one more stabilizing hit, and you can go into other stuff like the back 2-1 series. Those are all good tools that you're going to kind of just piece together in different orders throughout combos. Two of the power hits that you want to introduce when you can are forward 4 and Genjutsu 4. They're going to require specific situations. You can't just do, you know, Genjutsu 4 in the middle of, wow. But you can do it in other particular situations where it fits, you know, like that. So those are really worth noticing, but they're going to be a little more situational. Back 4-2 is going to be in every combo. Forward 3 is going to be in like every combo. So those are your juggle, keep alive combo extenders. Let's look at tornadoes. Tornadoes are how you end the juggle basically and set them up for the ender. There's a couple ways to do this, but there are two primary ways you're going to see way above all else. They are blue and red in the Google Doc if you check it out. First among them is back 2-1-2. This is in blue. This is very basic. You could do it on just damn near anything, tornado, and done with it. The red combo is forward 3-2, Izumo 1-1. It's basically a better version. The red one is better than the blue in like 99 out of 100 cases, but they're both there for flexibility. Sometimes you'll forget what you're doing and just back 2-1-2 will come out totally fine. There's a blue version and a red version of every combo listed down below. They're pretty much interchangeable. So remember those. You're going to see those a lot. The problem with those is they do use Kazama power, so if you are concerned about that, you can do things like forward 3-4. Does not use up any of your health. Or forward 3 and the sidestep 2. A little tricky. You can do that. Leaves them more damage, but it's up to you. Much harder to do. Forward 3-4 is nice and easy. Doesn't cost health. You're totally fine to do that. You can go all the way through the whole combo. You know, do whatever you want. The stabilizer hit this, and then be done, right? Totally fair. Totally fair to use the non-Kazama ender forward 3-4. The other ones are the opposite. They use a ton of your health, but they do big damage. And that's down 1+2. You're going to use that as a tornado attack in several cases. Sometimes you have to. Like that. That's just the best option, period. And up forward 2 is there. It's just a faster, weaker version of that. But down 1+2 is one of your highest damage options in a combo, but does use your health. So those are your tornado attacks. The blue one and the red one. Forward 3-4 if you don't want to use any health. And down 1+2 when the situation permits. So after that comes your combo enders. Most combos are going to be the launcher, the juggle, and then you tornado them back to the ground, and you got one more hit. And 99 times out of 100, again, you're going to do the same thing, which will look like this. Keep it simple. Do that. You do forward, forward 2, hold forward so she goes into Genjutsu, and then does 2. We'll do it again. Just like this. Once she spins around into stance, you can kind of see her flip like that. Then you'd press 2. As long as they're in the air, it works. This is the best ender you have, and it's in yellow in the dock. You're going to see that everywhere. This is the yellow ender. 8, 9 hit combos. You can do whatever you want. You're pretty much going to do this for most of your enders. Forward 2, Genjutsu 2. Boom. That's in yellow. You can do back 2-1 into the same ender, but it's going to be very unstable because you're using up extra hits. It's there if you had the opportunity to do it. If you're doing like a short combo and you forgot what to do or something, you could just do, right? Back 2-1 is your ender and be done with it. It's totally viable. Back 2-1-4 is worth noting because it does not use any Kazama power, and it's a pretty good wall carry. Back 2-1-4 can punt them right to the wall. Is very useful for that. As far as other wall carries are concerned, forward 2-3, if you remember the last game, you're going to use that all the time, punch them nice and high to the wall, as does just another basic back 4-2. Back 4-2, very nice high arc, good for wall carry. The last component of combo tools are the heat engagers. They're complicated, but it's really not that much to think about. They're basically for getting one last extra little tiny hit in your combo that might kill when it otherwise wouldn't. and the two we mentioned above that convert into combo, which otherwise wouldn't. Other than that, you don't want to do this a lot. It has its advantages, but it has disadvantages too. Heavy scaling and all that. You might want to use heat for something else. But needless to say, when you're in heat mode already, all of your heat engagers can convert a combo a little bit further by holding forward. You see how that causes a launch in the air? When I was already in heat mode, sidestep 4 and then hold 4, you get a whole combo from it, right? All your heat engagers do that except for 1+2. All that does is lead to 1 extra hit on the ground. It does not start a full combo. That's the other 4 do. All the other ones, if you find a way to hit that when you're in heat mode and you get, you know, Izumo 3, combo. You get a whole combo from all of those. So if you're already in a combo and you do those same moves, you get the same thing, right? You get an extra little bounce. If you're in heat mode and you just do like that, you see how the sidestep 4 caused a bounce and I got to continue my combo? You can do that, but the same juggle counter exists. You only get so many hits before they fly out of your combo. You're best off to do that at the very end of a combo and try to get just a little bit more. Like you can do this, right? And then your heat smash, for example, those are good. So it's to extend a combo at the end for the most part, but that's about it. If you activate heat mode in a combo like I just did, you're not going to get the full extension. No matter what extender you use, you're basically going to get a free stomp. You can do the whole combo and then do the heat burst move. All you're going to get out of it is just this into a ground hit. That's it. So the scaling kind of offsets the damage. It just depends on what you need it for. It's kind of hard to explain other than that. Like, it's sort of situational. You just got to watch out what the health values are. If I could use an extra 5 damage, that might be a way to get it. So those are all the tools that go into combos. From here on out, the goal is to show you how they fit together and how you can flex them around depending on how the situation requires it. The difference in most of the launchers is the first hit. Depending on the crumple stun, the bounce, or the juggle or whatever, the first hit you do is a little bit different. Some combos let you get a nice big high damage first hit. Some require to use a very specific move. So that's how I'm going to separate all of them from here. I'm going to start with a group of standard launchers that you can do the basic combo from no matter what. And then we'll look at variations on the theme that all use the same pieces for the most part. So you can see, oh, well, this is just that combo with a 4 in it, you know? I think that helps to learn a little bit better, to see where it comes from rather than just memorization. Be sure to check the Google Docs again, because I refer to these things by colors. The red combo means this, and it'll show on the screen, right? Red combo is forward 3, 2, 1, 1. But you're going to learn it as red combo eventually, the more that I say it. So I think that helps to identify things better. You see them visually as well as hearing them. I think it sticks a little bit. So let's start with the group of basic standard launchers. These are all listed in the doc. I'm going to tell you what they are, but I don't want to dwell on all of them, right? They all work the same way, regardless of how they might look. Down forward 2 is one of them. Basic launcher. Forward 2, 3 as a punch parry is a basic launcher. A little sidestep to the right helps a little bit, but when you get the successful punch parry, you get the standard combo. Counter hit. Down, back 4, 2, second hit. Counter hit while standing 1+2. Your counter hit on down forward 4. Cans. Counter hit down 3+4. And the second hit of forward 2 on counter hit. These are all the standard launcher. They all follow the same path. So regardless of what they look like, you can do the B&B launcher for all of these. The rest of them are variations in this theme. So what do we start with? Back 4-2 is your best choice. That kicks them nice and high up into the air. You get more combo from it. Back 4-2 is like your primary combo starting tool. And in these launchers, you just go right to that. So I'm going to show you 4 variations for the most part that you're going to learn from, and you can pick what you want. The first one doesn't use Kazama power at all. It does not cost any health from Jun, but doesn't do as much damage. That looks like this. 58 damage is not bad. You can do way more, but it doesn't cost any of your health. So what I did there, after the back 4-2, I just did a down forward 1 to stabilize it. And then I did forward 3 into sidestep 2. That can be a little bit tricky, and forward 3, 4, totally interchangeable. So you can do this. back 4-2, down forward 1, and then forward 3-4 as your screw attack, as your tornado. Totally fine. It's like 2 less damage, but it's much easier. And the ender to that is just a simple back 2-1-4. Good wall carry as well, just doesn't use any power. So that's what you're looking for there. This is a combo that doesn't use your health and still does decent damage. Next up is basically the blue combo. I mentioned before, back 2-1-2. This tornado attack is listed in blue. So once you've done your back 4-2, you can do a little kick like that. Remember how we talked about forward 3 in the tools, how useful it is? You're just going to use it here. Nothing else, just a forward 3. So back 4-2, forward 3, blue tornado, and then the basic ender, which is in yellow. The forward 2 ender is in yellow. That's all you're going to do. The red combo looks a lot like that, except I'm going to go have the down forward 1 in it again. Forward 3-2, Izumo 1-1. That can be a little bit tougher because of the number of hits. I missed it there. Back forward 2, down forward 1. Might have to carry that distance a little bit. That's 11 hits. That's about as much as you're going to get. So that was the same thing. The same back forward 2 opener, a down forward 1, just like the first combo, and then the red tornado. Forward 3-2, Izumo 1-1. And after that, you do the yellow ender, forward 2 ender again. See how these kind of fit as like pieces? Basically, all I've done is shown you a blue combo and a red combo. You take your pick, they're kind of interchangeable, and the ender is the same. So it's always in yellow. Anytime you see it written in yellow, boom, basic ender. After a while, you don't have to think of these as numbers and stuff. You'll just think of them as pieces. That's the goal here. Building blocks, like actual literal children's building blocks to put together combos. Launcher, blue block, red block, etc. The fourth one is definitely a big boy combo. I saw this in a video on YouTube that I was just looking for stuff around. So that link is down below to give them credit. I did not know you could do this, but it involves a little bit of stance shenanigans right away. Starts off the same. Back forward 2 is the same part. So what that is forward 2, and then hold back, and you go into Miyare stance, and you use Miyare 1 as your tornado. Look at it again. Back 4-2, little tap. Forward 2 into stance, Miyare 1. Very quick, but that works. So that gives us 2 things. One, that's a nice bit of damage, and it also does the screw attack, the tornado, excuse me. Does that early with good recovery. So what you can do with that is one of the power hits that I mentioned before. There's an opportunity to use Genjutsu 4. So the next part of the combo looks like this. As soon as they hit that tornado, I did Genjutsu stance manually, then 4, right? And that hits them while they're on the ground. And as soon as I've done that, I input the yellow ender. Forward 2, just like that. It catches them airborne. Notice on normal combos, right? We've been doing that after the tornado while they're on the ground, like this. And this combo, they're still in the air. They're being floated after this, and I'm catching them airborne. Takes some serious practice. This is not an easy combo, but it's there. But that does the most damage. That's 74 compared to where we started with 58. It's an extra 16 points of damage. Is it worth spending 16 points or more of Jun's health? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard to study that at this point, but I'm of the opinion to go ahead and spend that health because there's ways to get it back. Don't live your life worried by what ifs, right? Let it rock. Hit him as hard as you can and not worry about it, because when you need to, you can kind of hedge your bets a little bit. So those are the 4 combos, basically. Everything else is just a variation of that. And most of it is just varying what your opening hit is based on the launcher. So those are the standards. There are 3 sets of high launchers. We talked about how that is a much higher arc than the regular down forward 2. So down forward 2, 1+2 is one of those. While standing 3+4 is one of those, because again, that's meant to block like a heavy hell sweep or whatever. You get a maximum punish off of that. And the other ones are your heat mode counter hit Izumo conversions. They're not in the air at all, but you get the same combo, right? The ones that were super high in the air lets you get a big damaging hit. This actually does the same thing by skidding them into the ground. The arc is totally different, but the combos are the same. So the only thing that's different here is if you go at the dock and you look at those last 4 combos we talked about, they all started with back 4-2, right? And then after that, there was a different hit, a down forward 1, a forward 3, etc. Drop all of those, because the first hit we're going to do is a forward 4. Combos are going to look like this. Forward 4, back 4-2. You do that, and then you drop the next hit. That's all you got to do. The no Kazama power version would look like this. Right? Forward 3-4. There you go. Same combo. You just drop that hit in favor of the forward 4 in the beginning. You get the exact same results. So the red combo, for example, would look like this. Forward 3-2. Izumo 1-1. Yellow ender. Exactly the same thing. And the big boy combo is the same. So all that's different is the random first hit after the back forward 2 is replaced by forward 4. Because forward 4 does a nice chunk of damage, and you can do it on a high launcher. Like I said, they're all just kind of variations of the theme. With these high launchers, there is one other thing that you could do, which is an early tornado with that. What that does is basically let you do the same combos post-tornado, but in this particular version, which I think is going to change, Jun has a little trick that she can do. Because this is so early, she can get to the side, like that. And when you spike them from the side with Izumo 1+2, you get some weird results. So I'll show you what it looks like. And that hit is guaranteed. That was already, what, a 70, 80 something damage combo, but the down 1+2 afterward is free. They cannot avoid it. So that ends up being 101 damage. Plus, if they get up wrong, it'll relaunch them because it's a tornado attack. You can use Miare 1 for the same thing. So, I think that's going to get changed. They're going to adjust that knockdown because that's a bit much. What happens there is normally they just get kind of flipped over when you do this. Right? They just flip over and they're good. They can stand up and block. But when you hit them from the side, it causes a spike that they cannot tech. And the time it takes them to get up, they get hit in the back. So that's there. That does exist. It may still be there months from now. You can see right away when I hit them, they're sideways, and then you can know the spike is coming. If they're not sideways, they're going to be able to tech. So you can tell if you got it right. It's just a matter of timing of running up and sidestepping to hit him in the side for this weird spike. So learn that if you want to. If another patch comes out and it's still there, I'd say it's golden. They're not going to fix it. But I kind of think they're going to fix it when they have the time. It's just a bit silly to get 101 with almost guaranteed relaunches out in the open. But it's there. So it's in the dock should you ever need that. Otherwise, the 4 combos apply to these high launchers as well. Next up are what I call the mid-height launchers. They're a little bit better than the standard ones, but they're not as high as the other ones. So only thing that changes is literally identical. Instead of doing forward 4 in the beginning, back 4-2, we're just going to do a regular 4. These combos are your forward 2, which you're going to use a lot. You're going to get Izumo 2 is the same thing, a little bit of a mid-height. They might be as high as the other launches, but your recovery is not as good. We can say that too. You don't get forward 4, you just get 4, which is a little bit less damage. While standing 3, again, the height looks weird, but it works. As well as if you get this counter hit while standing 3, the juggle is the same. The throw, she has a crouch throw, full crouch and then down back 1+2. A little weird to time, but the same combo is there. And the last one is the heat only combo that you get from up 4. So with all these combos, all we're doing is sticking in a 4 first. You do a regular 4, then back 4-2. And these can sometimes kind of miss. If you catch this from the tip, like way maximum distance, it can miss. The angle can sometimes miss if you're off to the right, for example, weird stuff like that, you know? Not perfect, but it's gonna be hard to recognize those. So if you wanna just simplify it, right? You can just wait a minute and then do that and not have to worry about it. But if you wanna get the most out of the situation, once you realize those group of launchers, you can just pop out a 4 and then go about your business. So the rest of the combo is exactly the same. You can do the no power version, back to 4, just like that, all the way up to the big boy combo. The blue one, the red one, all exactly the same. The only thing that changes is that very first hit. Next up are launchers that start the tornado automatically. You don't have any choice to where you use it. Down 1+2, for example, tornado. It's done. You don't get to use it later in the combo. You just do the rest of your combo afterward. Miare 1 is another one. The counter hit on up forward 2 will do this, as well as the second hit version from Dragon Wheel Kick. On counter hits, they cause an automatic tornado. So, what we saw earlier when we had time to do so, you want to use Genjutsu 4. So you do this and you have your tailspin right away, boom. use Genjutsu 4. It does a ton of damage. You can also dash up and do forward 4. And Genjutsu's just as easy. So from this point, you would do what I call the green combo. It's listed in the doc. The whole sequence is green, but you're going to put all the tools together. After Genjutsu 4, they're still in the air. You do the good old back 4-2 like you always did. You use a forward 3 to catch them with one hit. And then you do back 2-1. And instead of doing the tornado, you do the ender. You do the Genjutsu 2. So the whole thing looks like this. It's the same combo components, right? That's the exact same combo you did in the red one back in the beginning, except you can't do the ender because you did that first, right? You did the tornado in the Gen 4, then you did the combo. So that's written in green when that occurs. When I say green combo, that's what I mean. That whole sequence, back 4-2, forward 3, and then back 2-1 into your ender. That appears in a couple of places. That's kind of the B&B for all these combos that use up your tornado. And the only difference, again, is that first hit. Because you have the time, Genjutsu 4 is a very good option there. The next ones are counter hit, up forward 3, which causes that, and the counter hit while standing 2, which is that. Those are weird little knockdowns, but you can convert them with an early tornado. One way to do so is down forward 4, bang. And the other way to do that is down 1+2. Same thing, you get more damage if you use down 1+2 for your health. So those are interchangeable, and then you just do the green combo. It's just that simple. Do down forward 4, bang. This, back 2-1, and that's all you do. 69, it's comparable, right? You're not like forfeiting any damage. You're just, like I said, you're not be able to do the basic yellow ender because you did the tornado stuff first. That's all it is. Green combo for the win. A little variation here. If you switched, this only works for the down 1+2 version, is Gen 4, right? But what's different about that combo before is an extra hit. The tornado is not first. So we've already done one hit, then the tornado. If you do Gen 4, you do not have time to do the whole green combo afterward. But what you can do is part of it. Remember how I said the green combo doesn't let you do the basic yellow ender? We're just going to do one hit and then the yellow ender. Looks like this. I know that sounds like a lot, but just look at it. Gen 4, back 4-2, yellow ender. Catches him airborne. There he goes, 80 damage. So all we did was replace the long-ass green combo with just the back 4-2 and the yellow ender catching him airborne. That way we can do Gen 4 into that shorter version and not run out of hits. Because otherwise you wouldn't have enough hits to do the whole green combo because the tailspin was second. I know that, again, that sounds like a lot, but if you look at the doc, it all makes a ton of sense. Oh, well, if the tailspin or tornado is first, I can do the whole green combo. If it's not first, I can kind of do the green combo or this version. Same is true with the dragon wheel kick. Because the tornado is 2 hits, you have the exact same options. You either do the green combo, back 4-2, ender, or you can do the modified version that we talked about. Again, 4, whoops. Again, 4, back 4-2, yellow ender. Just like that. One last part of this combo section is forward 2-3 when it doesn't punch parry. This is kind of like a tie the room together sort of thing. It's a little bit of both parts that we've talked about so far. You get this hit normally. You have to basically do up forward 2 for your tornado right away. So if you do this and you dash up, look where she is. She's like way off to the side. And in fact, if I go a little further to the side, look what I got. This is the Izumo spike from before. That's 65 damage plus 30 guaranteed follow-up because she's a little bit to his side. So when you do this and you go forward 2, you can sidestep to the right a little bit and get the Izumo spike. If you do this and sidestep to the left a little bit, you can get the green combo. You just do that. Sidestep to the left lines Jun up with the opponent more naturally. You can do the regular green combo. But if you go to the right, you're on the side and you can do this Izumo spike trick, which again, I may or may not be there forever. Hard to say. But for now, that's there. That's guaranteed. And it can relaunch them. So it's worth knowing if it's going to stick around. So forward 2+3 is a weird little knockdown that gets you both. So basically what we just saw so far was the standard issue launchers. You have an easy, no health used combo. You got the blue and the red, which are the same thing. And you have the hard mode combo. The only thing that's different is the first hit. When it comes to early tornadoes, same thing applies. You have the green combo, so to speak, and you have the variation. The only thing that's different is the first hit. The last three we want to talk about are just a little bit more unique, but they're still just going to be variations on red and blue for the most part. The first one is counter hit down 2. This one is different because it leaves Jun crouching. Basically, the only option is while standing 2. You do while standing 2, but look, I don't get back 4-2. This is the only combo where I can't do back 4-2. What the hell? So just replace it with one of your other tools. Use your back 2-1 toolkit that we talked about in the beginning. It just is a stabilizer hit. So that would look like this. Back 2-1. Back 2-1-2. Blue combo right there. And then the same ender. You can do the red one this way as well. While standing 2. Back 2-1. Red combo. And then the yellow ender. That's it. The only thing that's different there is you got to do while standing 2. But the fact that you can't do back 4-2 is a little bit different. You just switch that out for a different piece. One of your other tools works just fine. The weird combo that you're probably never going to see is counter hit Izumo 1-2. Oh, damn it. A weird combo that you're probably never going to see is counter hit Izumo 1-2. That spike bounces them off the ground. As far as I can tell, the only thing that works is the white heron dance, 1+4. You can do 1+4 too. It doesn't make any difference. It might hit, it might not. That's always been true of Jun combos. That hit can be a little picky. But that's it. I can't find anything else that works there. But guess what? Red combo. That's all you got to do from there. You've got your starter hit, your pickup, and then blue or red combo. Done. So the last unique combo is the good old-fashioned hop kick, up forward 4-3. This time it causes an automatic tornado and leaves Jun in Miare stance. So you can either choose to use that or just work around it. So the first thing you can do is just sidestep to the right out of Miare stance. It takes a second, but you still have plenty of time. So if you sidestep to the right, you can just dash up and do the green combo, just as plain as day. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, I suppose, but you should have plenty of time to sidestep, dash up, and do the green combo. You have to sidestep to the right. If you go to your left out of Miare, the back 2-1 part is likely to drop because of its weird hitbox. But that's all you have to do, is once you hit the up forward 4-3, just sidestep out, green combo. The other variation is to use Miare, which we know goes into Genjutsu by holding forward. And so Genjutsu 4 is one of our big combo tools. We can just use that. So you just do up forward 4-3, hold forward, and you can do Genjutsu 4 like that. And we can do the variation, which is just add a back 4-2. Back 4-2. Catch the yellow ender, airborne like we've been doing. That's all there is to it. Those are your two basic choices. Damage is comparable, nothing lost. So that's it for full combos. I think that's honestly pretty easy once you see the big picture. The red version and the blue version and the big boy combo, they all work. You just have to start the combo differently. Depending on how the combo begins, you got to do a certain thing, and then the rest of it is just put the puzzle pieces where they belong. That's kind of it. So at this point, the only thing left to talk about is the walls. Walls in this game got a little bit more exciting because now you can save your tornado attack until you get there. In Tekken Tag 2, you could do that. You could save your bound attack until you got to the wall, then do the bound and tag assault and all that good stuff. In Tekken 7, you could not. Your screw attack, you had to use that in the open. Well, now it's back. You can splat them to the wall, still use your tailspin, and then get an ender, right? All that good stuff. So let's take a look first and foremostly at what the enders are, because the juggle counter still exists. So if you do something like a 3-hit tornado, you're not going to get the whole string, right? That stuff is going to miss. So you got to conserve your hits, so to speak. So let's look at the best possible enders first and then go backwards from there. So I'm going to use forward, 2-3 to wall splat each time. So after that, you can do back 2-1-4. That breaks the balcony should you need it. Forward, 2-2 does the same thing, 1 extra damage in the balcony break. Forward, 3, 3+4. That first hit will break the balcony. The second hits will break the floor. So if you don't want the wall break, you don't want to do that. Forward, 3 will break the wall, so watch out for that. But the second hits break the floor. Very nice. For just straight up damage, you can do White Heron Dance. 1 + 4, 2, 4. That kicks them out sideways a little bit, which is weird, but it's there. You can also do this new string. Down, back, 1, 1, 1 + 2. This is supposed to be a wall break, but in this situation, it will not. I'm pretty sure they're already on the ground by the time that last hit connects. Doesn't break the wall anymore. Out in the open, it will break the wall. If that's your wall splat, boom, broken wall. And the last option, a little bit tricky, is back 2-1 into Miyare instead of Genjutsu, and then 2. Look at it again closely. See, I missed if I hold it too long. There's a Miyare stance in there. It's fast. You just hold it for a brief instant. As soon as she stances, you press 2. It just does straight up more damage. Miyare 2 is a nice chunk of damage. So that's a pretty go-to damage ender right there. That's it. Those are your best wall enders. If you want to break the floor, this guy. If you want to break the balcony, that guy's probably your best shot. So you can do a tornado after the wall splat if you want to. I would highly advise just doing a single hit tornado. One, because you get all of those enders, you don't have to change anything, and you get a ton of damage. So you can do this, down, forward, 4, boom, and all the enders work. Including this. Just like that. You can do while standing 3 + 4. I think it's kind of hard to actually do that reliably. It's not worth it. It's the same damage. So it's just there for style points. Sidestep 2 works, but it will shift you sideways a little bit. You could use that to your advantage. If you get like a slightly crooked wall, then you could use sidestep 2 and realign yourself if you want. A little bit extra damage. And the most damage comes from down 1 + 2. But again, costs your health. So if you don't want to spend health, down, forward, 2 is good. And it's just a great looking kick. It just feels good. Always feels good. So I would totally recommend those and not ever bother with doing like a 3-hit screw attack, right? You're just wasting hits. Your options are pretty limited. At that point, like the only thing that you can do is forward, forward, 2, 2. And that's less damage than all these other options. So I would stick to single hit, either down, forward, 4 for no power or down 1 + 2 to spend power. That's it. Another interesting option, it shows you in like the June trailer gameplay video or whatever, is to use the new hotkick. You do that. And then you basically press 2. You wait a second for them to fall a little bit. Right now. And then you press 2 and you get unscaled damage at just the right instant. I mean, it's cool, I guess. It's flashy. But you don't have to really bother with doing that. I think it's a lot easier to just do the down, forward, 2 and do it manually. As far as breaking the floor or the wall mid-combo, it depends entirely on where you are at that point, right? If you spent 8 or 9 hits to get to the wall and then you break it, you don't have a lot left. Pretty much your yellow ender and that's it. You might even have to just do like 1 hit and call it a day. Something like forward, forward, 1 + 2 and then hit them. Because there will be cases if you do forward, forward, 2 in the stance, it won't reach. The juggle counter is way too high and they go flying. So be aware of that. Even if you break the wall, you might be out of hits and not have anything left to do. And whereas the opposite is true is if you hit them immediately, if you hit them, at the wall and then do this stuff, then break, you've got a lot of hits left. You might be able to do a full red combo down at the bottom. It's hard to say. Same with the bouncy situation from explosions or whatever. It depends entirely on what got you there. So that's why I think the piece approach is useful. You know that if you've done it like mid combo, oh, well, I've got, some combo left, let me do just the blue one and be done with it. Or let me try to squeeze in the whole long green combo, et cetera, right? It's up to you. You got to learn what is left, how long your combos are. And you kind of notice in some cases, some of these combos that are 11 hits, you kind of have to space that last one out a little bit just right. So you can feel they get further and further away with each hit, how that would reflect under wall combos. All of a sudden, they just get punted away. You got to be aware of how that works. But I think that's it. I think that's everything you need to know about combos. But for the most part, all you really need to know is which launchers require a certain first hit. The rest of it is red block, blue block. That's kind of all there is. And again, be sure to check the documents. They're full of details and lists and stuff just for your reference and for visual aids written in colors and all that. I think it really, really helps. So if you have any questions or comments or input, be sure to leave them down below. Appreciate you tuning in, and be sure to click subscribe, the notify bell and all that stuff for other videos as they come out. So hopefully I will see you there. Later.